recap on our wonderful first official OSG. What a prep, what a weekend.
It all started with a 20-hour drive.
Yeah, so started with us booking the wrong location for our destination. So we had booked Charleston, South Carolina, and there was no other flights leaving to go to West Virginia, so we had to drive.
Road trip!
So we did a road trip. So yeah, we left Wednesday. When I got to weigh-ins on Thursday morning, I was 0.2 over. I had stepped on the scale, so for that 45 minutes there, I was just like kind of forcing everything out, trying to pee, trying to spit a little bit, and I made weight just on the money.
I tried to make the 105s. I was 100 and something pounds over, so I quickly registered as an open.
No, listen to this. So there's 380 athletes Thursday morning trying to check in, and Joey was staying with me and Joe, so we're both 82 kilos, so we're cutting weight, and we obviously want to step on the scale and try to make it as fast as possible, so we have 24 hours to weigh in. And I'm going back and forth to the washroom because I'm a little bit over. We're the first ones there, about like 8:20 we got there, and the weigh-ins were at 10. And all you see is Joey, this big open guy, second in line, and there's 300 some athletes standing behind him.
Yeah, I was looking over all the
little people,
the people that have to weigh in. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm talking to this guy on the other side of the... Why do you have all your stuff already? He's like, dude, we're open. We don't need to weigh in. An hour later. And I'm like, so I can just go up to the ladies? And they're like, yeah. I was like, oh.
Joey was really trying to make a weight class.
So I went over, grabbed my stuff, and bada bing, bada boom. It could have taken me 5 minutes, but no, it took me an hour and 5 minutes. So it's okay. We're going to do a little recap on the events. Event number 1 was the press medley, where I got 3 implements. Conditioning issue again, but it was much better. So we just got to keep working on conditioning for that event. But all in all, it went good. I got the barbell clean and press, I got the dumbbell, and I got the yoke. I got to the block, and as soon as I brought it to my chest, it was held to the nah, so I dropped it. So anyways, that's how my pressing medley went.
It's funny because if you look at the statistics of that weekend, I'm pretty sure that like 85% of the field missed the yoke.
Oh yeah?
Oh, it was crazy.
That's what they dropped it by 50 pounds for you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, they dropped it?
Yeah, it was supposed to be 370.
It was 335.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And still guys missed it.
Yeah. No, like every weight class there was like 3 people that would get through the yoke. Like it was crazy. Like it made a little difference having that rock. The thing that really stood out was that like at the athletes meeting Thursday, Lynn was announcing, and he's like, you know, like the yoke is going to be hard, like be careful, obviously it rocks, and he's like, I do recommend that you guys all take it to your chest and push press it, which I've never done in training.
I wasn't doing either. Like,
so I was thrusting it, and he's like, people that thrust it, you guys are gonna have a hell of a hard time. And I'm pretty sure that like 99% of the people that got through the yoke did thrust it.
Except for Wesley, so that's the 1%.
Yeah, he did a push press. But I mean, like, to me that did make it didn't feel different in the gym.
No.
I don't know why a lot of people were having that much of a hard time, but
it's because they didn't understand that you need to push it forward a little bit and rotate it at the catch right here.
And then go.
And their feet, if you want to rock, you need to make sure your feet were right at the middle. If we're too far forward and rush too far back, that's when the swinging motion was going to happen because you weren't in line right away. Like Inez, when after press, she was so far back, and when she pressed, the whip caught her back and she went backwards.
True.
Or a lot of people were a bit forward in front, so as soon as you pressed, the yoke was swinging in the front, so that's why it was dropping in the front.
We saw so many people.
That's the reason why. Oh yeah, for sure.
So many people on their ass. Yeah. No, it was good. I got 3, same thing as Joey, I got 3 implements super quick, which gave me the best total. Like, I got 3rd on that event because there was only 2 girls that pressed the block. So I got 3 quick, which gave me good points, and it was a good start. The block, there was no way I was pressing it. Like it felt like 40-50 pounds heavier than what I was doing at the gym. That's how much harder it was.
I have to say the same.
like a whole chunk of weight different.
Yeah.
Like even the pickup, I was like, okay, sure. And then when I put it to my chest, I was like, there's absolutely no way. Like, it felt so freaking hard. And I stood there for like 10 seconds, dropped it, and then the guy's like, 10 seconds. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give her another go. But like realistically, it didn't feel like I could do that. Like it was hard.
I brought it to my chest and it crushed me. I was like, oh, we're having issues here.
No, but it was good. Like all in all, great first event out of the way. I think that took care of a lot of jitters and it was good. All right. So I finished third in that one. You finished?
I want to say 7th or 8th.
Yeah. Top 10.
Yeah, top 10. I stayed top 10 the whole comp. So I think 7th or 8th in that event. A few guys pressed the block in in the open men. Props to them. They're strong dudes because it wasn't easy.
No. Event number 2 was
the frame
Sticks and
and stones. Yeah, sticks and stones. So we were checking the equipment in the back, and they had made Sticks and Stone had made nice wooden frames for us with thin handles. They were like an inch or just below an inch, I want to say. And some people found it difficult. We were picking it up in the back, and my biggest issue was the frame would either tip a lot forward or back, and I was struggling with the grip placement in the equipment testing. But day of the comp, I moved my hands an inch, and I picked it up, and I finished I finished the frame without dropping it, and then we had to jump over the frame, run to a set of Denny stones, and cross the line. So we had 50 feet to do with the frame and 25 feet to do with the Denny stones. I got a time of 24 point something seconds, and the winning time was 21 something. So I finished. Yeah. So I finished in 5th in that event. So that went good.
That was a good first day for you.
Yeah, it was probably the best placing of the weekend I got, but it was good. I had a good first day.
For me, it was different. That was my worst placing of the weekend. I finished 7th. I picked up the frame 9 times, and I got to the Denny stones. I felt like my hands were on fire. Like, I felt like they were burning anyways. But the cool thing about that video and that experience was that, like, I literally didn't give up. And I saw a lot of people after like 2 or 3 times, they would like stand out of their frame and they would walk away. But I can't seem to like kind of find that in me, because I'm there for 6 events and it's a minute an event. Some are shorter, but the ones that you can literally go for that 60 seconds are the one that you could see me go to that 60 seconds. Same for the block. Like, I tried to block until the whistle went, and then the frame, I picked it up 9 times, and I remember I'm like, I could see the line, I'm right there, and there's Mitch and there's Max. You guys are both standing there, and you're like, 1 more. So I do 1 more, 1 more, and then I do 1 more, and then they go again, and I got annoyed. I'm like, well, you guys told me 1 more like 5 times ago.
Well, usually when you pick up, you're supposed to walk, right?
I know. I was just doing this. Anyways, I got through, and then I picked up the stones and did like maybe 4 or 5 steps. But I did surpass a couple athletes, and I think that was just about like me not giving up. Like, I was able to go get another couple extra points there, but definitely not my best placing, and I know my grip's an issue. And now that the Arnolds released their events, and there's 2 grips in Ohio, I think it's going to be one of my strengths next year, because I'm stubborn and I'll be working hard on it. No calluses ripped, but definitely some really sore hands. So that was day 1. So day 1, I was still sitting in 3rd. You're in 8, so we're both top 10, which was like initially our goal.
No, you were in 5th after day 1.
I was 5th after day 1, sorry.
So that was good.
Yeah.
Now day 2 was Saturday. We started with the deadlift ladder. We had 5 bars, rising bar deadlift ladder. I think this is really cool because I got to do it with Donna. She's just real cool to be able to hang out with, and being able to share the platform beside her was really cool. She made me look like a little bitch on that deadlift ladder, but it was cool. I got my 3rd, again, same thing as the overhead, like stormed through my first 3, and I disrespected that 525. I knew I had it in training. I knew that's something I could do, probably not on a really bad day or on an off day, and I just disrespected it, and it didn't, like, I nearly cracked the floor. I stayed there and I fought for it till the whistle blew, and It just wasn't there, but I got 3 pretty quick, which still gave me a 6th place, but it was not my best performance, and that's probably one of the biggest letdown for myself of the weekend.
So me, it was the same thing.
Joe, first of all, we tied in deadlift.
We tied in deadlift, yeah. We tied.
That's
in
not right.
deadlift. No, I know. I know. So, very discouraged on how this event went. Probably the biggest letdown of the weekend was that deadlift event. I've been deadlifting for half my life, and I forgot how to deadlift properly. Because when the whistle blew, I saw a bunch of guys go like a bunch of dogs, and I said, I gotta pull, so I was just grabbing the bar and pulling with my back, and I pulled 3 bars relatively quickly, and then we got to the 815, which I've pulled in the gym, and I've pulled heavier. I've done sets of 3 with 810 before, no issues. But that bar, like Sam said, I disrespected it, and when I went to give her a good tug, she didn't even crack the floor. Tried to regroup, do it again, didn't budge. So the 3rd time, I went again, it didn't move. The guy said, there's 5 seconds or 10 seconds, and I said, yeah. Even if I crack the floor with 815, 10 seconds, it'll take me 10 seconds to lift. So I said, no, I was like, I'm done. And had a meltdown. 10 minutes later, we were back up and running. Getting ready for event number 4, sorry, not 2, 4.
Which was
2 of the day.
Yeah, 2 of the day, but 4 in general. And it was the Go Ruck medley. So Sam, explain how your Go Ruck medley went.
My Go Ruck medley went really well. I got the best time out of every athlete that weekend, which is kind of cool because there's always those wins where like that was a really cool win for me. It was like yeah, you work hard. Like I've worked so much on my conditioning in the last like 2-3 months where it's like it's something that I was ready for. I was so focused. And also the really cool thing is that I've never competed with Erin before. She's a phenomenal athlete, and like both of us were super excited to finally take on the floor because we know that we can be somewhat really competitive on some events, most of them actually. And I know, and she knows that we're both very fast and agile athletes, so to be able to go and test that out on the floor was so fun. I've got a ton of respect for her as an athlete, and it was so cool. Like I feel like I blacked out. I was just ready, like get to work, do 1, do 2, and then pull back. The whole prep I was telling Joey, we're not training hard enough, but we were. But you know, like it showed up.
It showed that you guys are ready for that event for sure, especially like how you dominated that event by 5 seconds.
Yeah,
it was cool to watch for sure.
Yeah, I was the only athlete to get to go sub 30, and yeah, I got first by 5 seconds, which was like a big gap, but it was cool. It was so fun.
I was in awe.
It was fun.
Well, I was in the stands in front of Sam, and she was going, and I was cheering for her. She dropped the first bag. I stopped because I didn't even know what to fucking say.
Cool.
It was total annihilation. So me,
you had the medley of your life.
I had the medley of my life. I'm not.
You had no choice. You were on the board, not making the finals. Right?
Yeah, I was in 8th place with David said 15.
No,
points.
he had 15 points.
Oh,
15 points in between 8th and 10, but in my head, there's 40-something guys.
Yeah, I guess.
Everything can happen. So I've never competed where there was 40-something guys or a lot of guys like that. Usually it's 10, 15 dudes. So I get there and I'm like, holy, I'm stressing out because I got to make finals, right? Who am I if I don't make the finals? I said, I'm going to give her, and whatever happens, happens. I picked up the first bag. I went, dropped it, ran back, grabbed the Husafeld, went. And that time, I'll pick on James because I'm allowed. James was already on his way back with the sled. I picked the sled, and I made ground. I caught up with him a little bit. So I was catching up to James, and at one point I heard people cheering for me. So I looked past, and I had made ground, man. I was so fucking amped up. So I just kept going, and I crossed the line and finished 11th out of 40 guys.
That's great for you.
Yeah, no, I was really happy, man. Usually I used to be a guy that doesn't finish medleys, and This one was probably the hardest medley I've ever done, with 120 pounds added to my back. And I stayed standing up after the event. I didn't collapse to the ground and die. So
That's good.
I was really happy with that. It proved to me right after the event, I not clued in, but I thought, wow, all the extra work we've been putting for conditioning is paying off quite well.
You can tell in my video where I'm almost at the line and I look down to see where the line's at, because when I start getting tired, you're gonna look to see how far you gotta go, and I'm right there, so my tongue comes out and I'm smiling and I'm like, I'm done. And then I slam the thing on the floor.
Yeah, double hand slam.
There's a girl that took a picture of when I start slamming it, I look like evil. Like, I'm like, fuck yes! I'm so excited.
So now that we made the final,
Yeah, so we made the finals. I was in third going into the finals. You were in seventh.
Seventh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know for me, knowing that the first event of the finals, the goal was not to finish last. I finished in 9th place out of 10 guys. So
On what event was that?
it was the sandbag toss.
You didn't finish last.
I didn't finish last, so I was pretty pumped. I thought I could have a chance at that 60 bag.
You got close though.
I got close twice. I'm not used, this is not an excuse, I would have finished 9th regardless. I'm not used to the bags being far, because usually you can just grab, step back in your position and go, but I don't have the power like these guys, the technique, where some guys were just picking from the line and going, like Wes did a phenomenal run, like he was going right after the other, he didn't even move. Me, I have to back up a step or two, but then it was like 4 steps I had to back up, throw it back, get the other, go again. So I got to the 60, I thrown it twice, missed it twice, and then thought to myself, well, I'll just try to listen to what Max tells me. And yeah, it still didn't work. I was burnt out. I was like, no way, this is not going over. So I said thank you to the crowd and walked backstage. So that's what I did. Sorry, Camby.
Can we finish last? We're gonna
love you.
We're gonna get Camby up here this winter, and he's gonna come and crush your ass.
Friggin' right, the Italian.
Which was cool, by the way, because Camby is a reigning 105 champ.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the best 105 to ever compete. And
Coolest shit ever.
He's a really, really stellar guy. Anyway, so he, at the Arnolds, he decided to go in the Open last year at the Arnold Amateur World Champion. And he did really well.
Great performance.
And then he came to OSG this year and did top 10. Like
as a previous 105.
As a previous 105. So he's gone up technically 2 weight class, and he's doing great. So yeah, he's a good guy. Great fucking guy.
He's a good open dude.
Good open dude.
Plus he's athletic. He's really muscular, but he's really athletic.
Didn't he beat you on the overhead?
Oh, probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's probably quicker.
He's got a good overhead.
Sure. Well, yeah, the guy yoke pressed 400 for a double in training.
I know. He's good.
I just don't want to finish too far behind him on that.
All right, so sandbag toss. Yeah, I have a good run. I did second place.
But
I could have swamped it all, but technical error. I got 5 bags in like 12 seconds, and then the last one I had to throw 3 times.
oh hi.
Just because, again, like, you're under so much like different tension. It was a different like platform. Again, like those errors aren't really errors, they're like lessons, where it's like you have to stay so calm during this whole competition and know what you're capable of doing. Like, I've never tossed 40 from that distance at that height, so why would I have gone do it over there? Which is something that I just like kind of panic. After I missed it the first time, I should have stepped forward, taken a second and tossed it, and I would have, you know, won. But again, like, I was just panicking because I've never failed something I was so confident in. But I did good. I got second place in that event, and 26 seconds I think it was. So I was really happy with that still. Yeah, and then we finished with Atlas Stones.
So Atlas Stones, I had a good run. I finished. I don't remember, guys. I'm sorry to have to look. But I got 5 stones out of the 6. Slightly disappointed I didn't get the 425, but again, conditioning came into play when I grabbed that 425. I didn't have
Sixth.
no 6. Okay.
5 stones in 48 seconds.
Okay, good. So I finished 6. I got 5 stones in 48. You said?
Yeah.
48. So that's not bad. I needed to get the 5 stones regardless because 400 I've rarely missed. I've actually never missed a 400-pound stones in comp before. But anyways, I was like, no, it's not at OSG. I'm gonna miss 400-pound stones. So I loaded it, went for the 425, and yeah, I just couldn't get it. But yeah, I had a good run. I'm pretty satisfied. First time attempting a six stone run.
No, that was a big stone run. Like
Yeah.
it was long.
Definitely.
Halfway through, I'm like, I still have 3 more stones to go. Yeah.
Definitely more reps in training. Got to do more reps in training. Sam told me, but now I got to do it. So that's what we're gonna do.
I'm now sitting in 3rd, going in Atlas stones, and I have a 4-point lead.
3.
3-point lead. Solid stone run, should keep me on the podium. Worst case scenario happened, and it did. Looking back, there's nothing I could have done different that would have changed everything. I did my stone, like that stone run was like a big achievement for me, like to go at OSG for my first year and to like finish the stone run. Like a lot of people don't finish it, and because it is a 6 stone run, our last stone was 300 pounds, and I had just touched 300 for the first time 2 weeks before, so like it could have, my confidence wasn't there going into the 300, which you can see on the video. But I can't not point out that Ashley Crawford was definitely ready for that stone run, and she demolished that stone run. She won the stone run, and then there's 3 seconds between us, and there's 3 girls that came and slide between us. So it happened like it happened. To be on that 3rd spot for all 5 events and then having to just bump down at the last one kind of sucks, but if you ain't first, you're last. So I think that's just about how I'm going to prepare next year and come into this show a whole different athlete. Now that I know the comp floor, I know how it runs.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't take that show easy because people are literally living, breathing for this show and for this title, and it's such a prestigious show that everyone that goes there is ready. You make one mistake and you, like I slid 7 and 6th place, which were where I was losing my points. So I did absolutely everything that I know that I could have done. It's a little bitter not having like the trophy that I wanted to bring back to Canada and tasting it and stuff, but I mean, it is what it is. I got the Arnolds now to get ready for, and
Yeah.
this will just be a very good boost to start my next prep. So I'm
We'll
excited.
get it next year, B. We'll get it next year.